She's 20, 20, 20. Oh no, oh no. 언니 so yes, oh no. 그녀가 말을 던질래버려도 carry her, she's mine. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of today's video, today is my birthday, and for today's video of the About Me month, I'm going to be doing 21 things that I've learned in 21 years, because why not? And it's also this video was fated to happen because it's my 21st birthday, which so happened to fall on a Wednesday this year, which is my day to upload. I'm gonna try to make it 21 minutes long, and it's the 21st video on my channel. It makes me feel like that one Vine.
You just gonna bring me a birthday gift on my birthday to my birthday party on my birthday with a birthday gift?
Happy birthday.
But anyways, yeah, as you can see, I'm filming in natural light today because I broke the light that I just got to use for videos, yay! But whatever, so the light is going to fluctuate throughout the video. It's going to be dark in some places and look nice enough like it does now in other places, so sorry in advance. But yeah, I'm going to try to impart what small amount of wisdom I have onto you. Do with it what? I'm gonna try to do my best to give you worthwhile advice that I thought of myself and that came from my heart, and I really thought about it. It took me a long time to write this list, so hopefully you don't think it's terrible. Oh, okay. It's gonna be kind of a long video, so bear with me if you make it to the end. I love you so much. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is the most obvious that I think everyone says in any of these videos, is to not grow up too fast. And I know what you're gonna say. Shut up. But hear me out, okay? What I mean by that is just like, you shouldn't grow up too fast, but you also shouldn't wait until you're an adult to grow up. And what I mean by that is try to start taking on responsibilities for yourself when you're younger. Like maybe when you turn 16, you can start by getting a job and then start paying your own phone bill, or start paying for this. Or if you're younger, like if you're 13 or 14, maybe you can pay for your own Spotify subscription because it's $10 a month, and it'll teach you how to keep a certain amount of money so that you can pay a bill, and da-da-da, and like obviously if you don't pay it, then it'll get turned off, and it'll teach you to have that kind of responsibility. Don't avoid responsibilities or avoid learning about having those responsibilities until it's time to have them, because that's when you're like scrambling trying to figure out how to do this, that, and the third, and then it's more stressful than it already is. So just enjoy these last few years. If you're in high school, enjoy these last few years of not having to pay for your own insurance and bills for your car and all these other things, because trust me, it's gonna come at you sooner than you want it to. Okay, so number 2 is to limit the amount of opinions that hold value to you, which is just a tweak on the phrase, don't care what other people think. It's important to have people that would be there to give you their honest opinion on something that would be of value to you that you could use for self-improvement. But it's another thing to have a bunch of yes men around you, like, oh yeah, that's gonna be great all the time. Those people aren't there to help you. Good friends that you can depend on, who will tell you straight up when something is right and when something is not good. Maybe if you're close with your parents, they could be that person for you, or they can just be another person that you can go to. You should have a few people that are like, okay, I don't care what other people think, but these people, if they say you might want to think about that, then you might want to think about that. The third one that I have is to slow down, and this one I personally learned from Twitter, and I know that sounds like not the best place to learn places, but people on Twitter have some okay things to say sometimes. You just gotta follow the right people and follow a bunch of crackheads. So what a lot of the people that I saw where I got this from, they would say, get rid of any preconceived timelines that you may have, like, oh, by the time you're this age you need to be doing this, and by the time you're this age you need to be having kids, and by the time blah 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 blah. that doesn't matter. Didn't they just prove scientifically that adolescence lasts until you're like 24? Go at your own pace. Don't pay attention to, you know, this 14-year-old who got lucky and got discovered and now they're, you know, touring the country and everything, and you're here, you know, on YouTube watching videos, blah blah blah. That doesn't mean you're behind. It just means you're going at a different pace than someone else. And that was a hard thing for me to learn for myself, because I felt like that, you know, the same as other people, you know, in the situation I just described. I felt like, you know, I wasn't doing enough. That maybe I was on my way to failure because I wasn't doing as much as, you know, other people my age. But really, it's just about timing and not focusing so hard on being on par with anyone else but yourself. As long as you know that you're where you need to be right now in order to make it to your next goal, then that's all that should matter. Regardless of how old you are, regardless of, you know, how long it's been since you've been out of school, or how long you've been in school, or blah, 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 blah. Number 3 actually ties into number 4, which is that you don't have to have it all figured out today, or tomorrow, or the next day, or next week, or next month. Because we're human, we're constantly learning and evolving and discovering new things. You have been since you were born, and you will continue to until the day you perish. I love when my camera stops recording. But basically, all I was saying is, you don't have to have it figured all out today, whether it's, you know, some small bit of knowledge or, you know, what you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's kind of ridiculous to feel like that you have to have your whole life figured out, you know, by the time that you leave high school. You shouldn't beat yourself up if that's not where you are when you leave high school or when you leave college or anything. It takes time to figure out what you want to do and how you want to go about doing it. So try not to stress yourself out or let others make you to feel like you are doing something wrong or like you're not where you should be just because you don't have that kind of stuff figured out. And anyone who tries to make you feel that way are the problem, not you. So that's that on that. The 5th one I have is mainly me calling myself out, but it's that being angry over small stuff is a waste of time and energy. Basically, I'm just gonna reference myself since, like I said, I wrote that one to drag myself. But it's amazing the things that sometimes just make me irate, when not only will they not matter the next day, they won't even matter in the next 20 minutes. But yet I'll sit for like hours annoyed for it, for no reason, wasting my energy, wasting, you know, my time, being angry over nothing. I would say if that thing that you're angry about in the long run isn't going to affect anything in an hour, in a day, in a week, in a month, to just give yourself 10 minutes to be mad and then let it go. And then 10 minutes later, actually let it go. Because you're going to say in 10 minutes, you're going to be like, okay, I'm not mad. But you're really just in that second stage of being mad where you're like, no, I'm fine. And then after that, you really got to just let it go, get over it, because it eats away at you on the inside. Even though it's like little stuff, the little stuff keeps piling up, and then eventually the little stuff becomes like a giant pile, and it's not a good thing. So number 6 is that high school doesn't matter. Now pause. Getting your high school education does matter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the goings-on that occur during high school do not matter. Susie Q in your 5th period English class talking about you to Amber because you did something at Lisa's party the last week is not going to matter on the day of your graduation. You're going to forget who they are a week after you graduate. Closer to when you graduate from high school is when you're really going to find out or figure out like who is really down for you and who was only down for you because they saw you every day in school. I mean, hopefully you can figure it out before then, but high school doesn't last forever for a reason. It's a pretty big lesson in impermanence. It's gonna feel crappy for a little while, like maybe a day, but after that you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You know how people say, oh, high schoolers are gonna be the happiest for... No. it wasn't even a happiest year in my life. Not even close. Just focus on school, focus on the friends that make you happy, focus on things that make you happy. And if the things that make you happy during that time don't involve school at all, then focus on the things that make you happy outside of school, as long as you make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do in school. And it'll be over before you know it. And these two relate again. 7 relates to 6 again, in that you should get used to being taught big lessons in impermanence, like high school, and, you know, going from seeing the same people, going to the same place at the same time, getting up at the same time every day, and then all of a sudden that not happening anymore. And going from talking to the same people every day, blah, 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 to that not happening anymore. Some people, Jesus, I sound like my mom. Some people are in your life for a reason, and some people are in your life for a season. And that's absolutely correct, because there have been some people that have gone in and out of my life that I thought I was gonna, you know, be friends with for the rest of my life. And these are now people that I haven't spoken to for years. And at first, like I said, at first it stinks, but then you just figure out that that's the way it just happens. It happens. You know, people change, the things around you change, your surroundings change, your mindset changes, the way that you are changed. But yeah, just get used to things changing more often than they did maybe in the past. And find solace in the few things that are constants in your life now. Once you find your constants, then the things that are always changing or that change a lot won't be so bad. So for number 8, I have try everything once, do most things twice. And that can go for like everything in life, you know, trying new things, whether it be for food, what you wear, how you decide to do your hair. Just be open to trying new things and doing things differently. Because like I said, there's going to be times when you're going to have to do something differently, regardless of how uncomfortable or comfortable you are with it. So be brave, bite the bullet, and try it. I promise you, it's not as bad as you think it'll be. And if it is, at least you can say you tried. For number 9, I have learned to judge people less and support them more, because supporting people is much more fun than judging them. Another thing that I think is a waste of energy is wrongfully or in a mean spirit judging other people, because you don't know anything about them. You don't know if they've been through, you don't know what's going on with them at home, you don't know what's happened to them today, you don't know what happened to them yesterday, you don't know what's going to happen to them tomorrow, just because they don't know those things, just like they don't know those things about you. I feel like that might be like the hardest one, because passing judgments on people becomes so ingrained that you don't even think twice about it. I would say whenever you find yourself doing those things, to take a second and find something that you like about, you know, whatever it is that you're, you know, doing that to. You know, you can't find anything that you like personally, then just be like, you know, maybe that's whatever it is that you're passing judgment on, you know, maybe that's not for me, but, you know, more power to them for doing that for themselves. But, you know, try to redirect the negative energy into something positive. It's easier and it's a lot more rewarding to have a positive impact on someone than to have you know, moment of negativity within yourself, you know, I think. For number 10, I have it's not that deep. Seriously, stop being so serious. Learn to laugh at yourself, as you can tell that I do in the way that I edit these videos. And just that can go along with, you know, not caring what people think. And because, you know, if you try out a new haircut and it turns out you hate it, it's not the end of the world. Hair grows back. Hats and wigs are options. And if your friends are your real friends, they'll understand and they won't make fun of you for too long about it. If someone has something to say about it, that's on them. That's their personal opinion. It doesn't have to have an effect on you. If you choose to not let it have an effect on you, then it won't. Which is another thing that took me a long time to learn, because I was always like, what do you mean choose what someone else has to say on you has an effect on you? I had to stop taking things so personally. So number 11, learn who your friends are and make an effort to keep them. I wrote, learning to make friends as an adult is hard. Use the Sims method, which I'll explain in a second. Yeah, this is mainly for people who are just graduating from high school. But anyways, once you have who your real friends are, then make the effort to keep them. And the Sims method of that is, because in The Sims, if you don't call your friends, if you don't invite them over, if you don't talk to them or email them or anything, then you are no longer friends with the person. Your friendship bar just slowly starts going down. And that's how it is in real life. If you don't talk to people or make the effort to be in that person's life as much as you want them to, then the friendship is gonna go away. I don't know how else to explain it. If one person is making all the effort to call, text, hang out, all of these other things, and you are just like, oh, haha, and like don't hang out with them half the time, then, you know, either you need to find a friend that'll match that energy or not be friends with that person and let them not waste their time. Number 12, I have stop being a people pleaser, which, boy, do I need to tell myself that. It's exhausting and counterintuitive, and this includes family. Wow. This is one, like I said, that I struggled with a lot also, because I always wanted to be well liked, because I know the vibe that I tend to give off. I suffer from, you know, a mean resting face. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate it. And, you know, throughout my whole school career, people would always be kind of standoffish with me or think that I was mean, or, you know, after I make friends, they'd be like, oh, I'm so glad you're so nice. When I first met you, I thought you were gonna be, you know, so mean and a bully, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone is gonna take the time to get to know you. Not everyone's gonna take the time to give you the time, and you shouldn't bend over backwards to make sure that they do afford you that. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. Number 13, I have take the opportunity to be nice first. Now, there's a difference between being a people pleaser and taking the opportunity to be nice first. Being a people pleaser is if you're going to prom and your friend sees your dress and goes, oh my God, that's really similar to my dress. I don't know if I want you to wear that. Being a people pleaser, you would say, okay, I'll find another dress. Even though you already spent the money on the dress, you already spent the money on the matching shoes, you already spent the money on, you know, matching jewelry and everything, blah, blah, blah. You've already made plans to wear this dress. And you're going to change your whole dress just because someone else just so happened to find the same dress as you. Taking the opportunity to be nice first is to say, well, you know, it sucks that we have the same thing, but really it doesn't suck, because we can slay and look good together. We're both cute. We both have style. We both obviously got good taste since we got the same dress. So why don't we take this opportunity to make it a fun thing instead of a, oh no, we can't match, blah, 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 which, what is that even about? Anyways, you know, it's really not a big deal. It's not that deep. And just try to make the best of the situation. And if you can't, then, you know, move on. That's all you can do. Just move on. Number 14, I have be okay with being alone. I'm speaking like about myself. So I thought I was okay with being alone, and then I learned more stuff about myself, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'm not. And then I had to, you know, work through, you know, emotions and things. But now I really do think I am okay with being alone. If you could hear the amount that I talk to myself, it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, learn to be okay with being alone. There's going to be a time where you will be, whether it's, you know, living in a dorm room alone in college, or living on your own in an apartment after college, or at any point in time in your life. But yeah, being alone is pretty cool. Being in charge of your own space. You're going to be living with yourself for the rest of your life. You might as well get to know each other. Number 15, I have take care of yourself. Yeah, I know it's like another cliche thing to say, but it's easy to forget yourself. From working, being in school, taking care of your responsibilities, keeping up relationships, just the day in and day out things that are involved with being alive and existing in the world that we live in today. It's easy to forget about taking care of yourself, whether it's making sure you're eating more than once every day, or drinking water, or, you know, sitting down for a second, or standing up for, you know, longer than to just walk to the bathroom and then walk back. You don't take care of yourself and you're alone, you don't have anybody else there, that's not a good thing. It's a recipe for disaster. Try not to feel guilty if you choose to take a minute to do something for yourself, like, you know, buy yourself ice cream, or go see a movie that you've been wanting to see, or buy the DVD for a movie that you've been wanting to see. In the sea of all of the things that you've done that you have to do, doing one thing that you want to do isn't going to be the end of the world. Number 16 connects to the last point, and it's that learning to love yourself is a lifelong and non-linear journey. There will be ups, downs, times where you make progress forwards, and times where you make progress 10 steps backwards. And that's all okay. So don't be so hard on yourself. You'll get there one day, wherever there is for you. Don't give up. I know sometimes it'll feel like, you know, oh, I'm never gonna be comfortable doing this. Oh, I'm never gonna be comfortable doing that. But just whenever I feel like that, I try to just think about something that I've done that I would have never done in the past. When I was maybe 15 or 16, I would have never been doing this. Like, no, I would have recorded this, been like, wow, I hate this, and deleted it and never done it again. Try to think about how far I've come and try not to beat myself up about where I am now, because I'm not where I used to be, and I've definitely grown and changed, and you have too. You're not who you were 2 years ago, you're not who you were 10 years ago, you're not who you were 10 minutes ago. So yeah, don't let any kind of setback take away from how far you've gotten. Even if you're not at the point to love yourself unconditionally, there's someone that does. Number 17, learn practical life skills. This is another one of me dragging myself. Home remedies for sickness. Yeah, all of that stuff. Especially home remedies for sickness. And being on your own in college, you know, learn that stuff now, or look up that stuff now, or ask about that stuff now when you're just starting to be on your own, because it's gonna save your behind in the future, especially if you don't have the means to afford insurance and you can't just like go to the doctor whenever you get sick to get medicine or whatever. You know, learn how to make that one tea that your mom always made you when you were sick that made you feel better. Learn how to make a simple soup or warm meal that'll make you feel a little better when you're sick. You know, learning all of these things are things you're gonna need later in life anyways, so you might as well learn how to do it now. Self-sufficiency is key. Number 18, we're almost there, is to document your life, and that is so serious. Let's see, I said document your life, photo albums, scrapbooks, millions of ways. Future you will thank current you. Just anything. I kick myself every day because I didn't take enough pictures during school. I didn't take enough videos during school. Also, especially if you're still in high school, invest in disposable cameras and get pictures printed again, because it costs like pennies per photo. Like, it costs something like 92 cents a photo to get pictures printed, and this is what, 27 pictures? Just try to take more pictures. You don't have to get a camera or anything like that. Even just taking pictures with your friends and all of that other stuff. Just continue to do that. Make sure they're all the pictures that you have with your friends are somewhere where you're not going to lose them on a hard drive or something. It's so easy to do. Just, I don't know. Number 19, organize your life and space in a way that works for you. When you're clear-headed, you're less stressful, and there's 1,001 ways to organize, so keep looking. I say organizing in a way that makes sense for you because someone might come in your space and see the way that you have it set up, and they might think maybe you're disorganized. But, you know, organization isn't always, you know, having things in bins with labels on them. Being organized is like having a place for everything and keeping it in that place. Not everything has to look like it came from a Pinterest post. You know, just find what works for you and keep doing it and improve it where you see that you need to improve it, where you want to change it. it just saves you a lot of time and headache in the long run. So number 20, find one thing to be thankful for each day. It doesn't have to be big. You can be thankful for waking up, for breathing, for, you know, the sun being out, for that one person that gave you a piece of gum in class. You can be thankful for you can be thankful for anything, for the one bump that you had on your forehead going away overnight, just as long as you're thankful for something, because it's so easy to complain and be like, oh, I didn't do this and this can happen and I didn't get to do this because of this and blah 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 blah. Take a moment and be positive with yourself, with someone else. Be thankful for a minute and just think about why you're thankful for that person or for that thing or for whatever it is, and just really, you know, make sure you're taking the time to do that, because there might be a time where, you know, that person, that thing, that whatever, you know, won't happen anymore or won't be there anymore. It's a very real thing that happens all the time, so just try to find something to be thankful for every day. Number 21, the last thing on this very long list, is to be yourself. But yeah, I've been saying this throughout the whole video, but, you know, learning who you are, figuring out how to be yourself and to love yourself, and just accept yourself for who you are with your flaws and everything, is not easy by a long shot, and it's going to take time, it's going to take patience, it's going to take energy, it's going to feel impossible some days, you know, it's going to be quite a process, and it might not be for some people. Some people, you know, figure out who they are, what kind of person they are from early on, and that's awesome. But for a lot of people, it's a process and it's a journey. So like I said before, don't let, you know, where somebody else is on their journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance discourage you from wherever you are on yours, because everyone's different, everyone's lived different lives, everyone's had separate life experiences that led them to where they are today. Just focus on yourself, focus on figuring out yourself and what you do and don't like, how you operate. Take the time to learn yourself and to become familiar with yourself. Change the things you can, accept the things that you can't, and learn the difference. So yeah, I'm finally done. Yeah, I'm just gonna introduce myself formally as the last part of this video to wrap it all up in a pretty bow and send it off in the world and to you. Yeah, okay. So I'm Jessica. I'm 21 years old. I love fashion, makeup, film, and anything creative. I have dealt with and still am dealing with depression and anxiety in my life, but I'm getting better, and I'm working to become a better me every day. That's it. That's me. That's who I am. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, if you got through it, if you want to see more of me, leave me a comment, subscribe, like. I love you. I hope you have a good day wherever you are. I hope you're on your way to becoming happy if you're not already. And I'll see you at the end of the month.